welcome to the final What the Hell Is This of the Year, and I brought you a corker here. This is Attack on Titan, parts 1 and 2. These are the movies based on the manga, and which inspired the great, massive Attack on Titan, anime, which I've not watched. I plan to watch it now because the film got my interest, even though I think the film went wrong in so many ways. But it got my interest to watch it because it was like, oh, this could be done good. Now, this film was made by the guy who then directed Shin Godzilla, so there's a massive difference. Even the star of Shin Godzilla plays a supporting part in this one, an important supporting part. Probably the most important supporting part in this case, sense of he's the best actor in the film. Even though his character makes no sense, he does the best acting in the film, and he does almost nothing. But yeah, this one is a mess. But I think it's based on the first season of the Attack on Titan. I haven't watched it, but from what I've gathered, the stuff that happens in this is the early part of the story. But the advantage I've got here is I can tell you what I think of the film without doing the thing that every review of this film has done. Because I took a few reviews of this film, and everyone says they changed this from the manga, or the anime show. They changed this. They changed this, and they never talked about the film itself. It was just like, you changed this, so I hate you. I don't know what they changed, or I have no emotional attachment to what they changed, so I cannot judge it in that way. So I'm good for being like the guy who's like, I have these problems with this film for this reason. The main problem with the film is it's obviously based on something much longer, and they've cut stuff down, and they've streamed it down so much that it feels nonsensical and uninspired a lot of the time. But there are positives. So I'll get to the positives first. The first main positive of the film is it ripped off Battlestar Galactica. Yeah, that is a positive. It's the style of it is very much the same style as it did with the space battleship Yamato live action film, again, which also was very inspired by Battlestar Galactica. It was inspired by the old anime as well, but the visual stuff was very Battlestar Galactica in the sense of the military uniforms, the ships, and everything else. High realism, lots of desaturated colours, lots of dust, lots of depressed people. We're in the apocalypse where everyone's depressed and people are barely hanging on. And these two films take that aesthetic, and for the first 2/3 of the first film, they really run with it. The sense of, you do center the world on its last moments. It's full of despair. People pretty much feel like they're the last of humanity. There are shots of them going through, like ruins of the city, where everything's dark, single lights, and they have to be quiet because the Titans will hear them otherwise. The Titans are these big, massive people who just eat others. They just view humans as cattle and they just eat them. So they're like 60 feet tall, and they have no genitals, but they just grab people and just eat them. They can't get through the 150, 200 feet walls that keep them out, but a massive Titan has smashed a hole through the wall, so they now can get in. So the 3 layers of walls protecting humanity. The first layer's been broken, so the Titans are in and they're attacking, and everyone feels that it's not long before the other 2 walls will collapse too. So it's the end of the world, and the film really gives you that feeling it's the end of the world, and so that's what it does well. I liked that. I liked even the second film, which was much more outrageous, where they still have that aesthetic of, it's the end of the world, people are got dust in their hair, people just look tired a lot of the time. That's what it does well. That's kind of Give it credit for that. And the first Titan attack is well done in the sense of them attacking this town, killing lots of people. You get a sense of these Titans actually being very dangerous creatures who have some danger to them, even though they're mindless creatures, because they're just hungry and they're out for food, and you could be the food. And they don't care who they eat babies and everything, they do not care. And that sense of doom is really well done. So for the first, 2/3 of the first film, I was wondering, why does this film have such bad reviews? Why is this so hated by the fans of the original? And there are reasons for some of the characterizations as well, but mainly you don't really get that early on in the film. You just get a sense of this is a horror version of this tale. Then supernatural shit starts to happen, or mutating human being shit happens. Apparently, the explanation for the Titans is very different in the manga and the anime thing. Here it's just human science going wrong, which to me was really obvious when they were set up, and it was like, I'm glad to find out that that's not what the actual explanation is. So I've still got some stuff to do and actually watch the animated version, because it's not exactly that. Because it feels kind of really obvious. It's shot nicely. It's shot like it's the watch the early credits of Seven. You know that all the science stuff is shot like it's the watch so much David Fincher things. You know, with a lot bit of Kubrick thrown in. I know there's one white room in the second film. But essentially, even though the kind of curtains at the back are meant to look creased, so they doesn't look impressive as a background. I think it's meant to be flat looking, but you see some creases because it's not particularly well done. So there's influences by different directors here, and actually the directions for what they have to do, the direction's not actually that bad. It keeps the pace up. It keeps moving. It's fine. It's not amazing direction, but the direction keeps it going. And the acting, on the whole, for what they're given, isn't too bad. It's not great, but it's not too bad. I liked some of the actors. I thought one or two of them were terrible. There was one actor who plays a character called Jin, who's supposed to be a big character in the anime, and he's meant to be one of the ones that always complains, but the actor playing him was terrible in this, and you just want to see him die horribly. Well, she does, and apparently that's a problem because the character doesn't die in the anime version. But, oh god, that guy needed to die in this film. He was so bad. The lead actor, who's now passed away, he was okay. Like, he wasn't terrible, but he was just okay. And part of the problem is his motivation's all gone. His motivation just feels very vague, and he seems disaffected by life, and he joins the army for reasons unknown, essentially. He's just a mopey Japanese teenager, is the best way to describe him. And he's the guy who has to find his purpose and defeat the Titans and find his rage. Apparently, again, in the anime is different. But I can see why people are mad, because the character's mopey as hell for the first half of the movie. He's outacted by some of the supporting actresses who are around him. Like, most of the actors, apart from one actor in the first film, but basically most of the male actors in this film are not that good, apart from one. There's a old guy who's who knew stuff in the past, who's okay, but it's not like an amazing performance. He's just better than most other male actors. The guy who can do all the crazy shit, we'll talk about soon, he's a good actor. He was in Shin Godzilla. He worked with Sion Sono as well. He knows what he's doing. He's the fun part. He understands he's in a bit of trash, and he's enjoying himself, and he's playing it up. His character makes no sense, but he's having a lot of fun. Most of the other male actors are either overacting or are anonymous. You're like, who is that again? Oh, is he dead? Oh, I had no character. I didn't care. The actresses, on the other hand, actually do, even when they look similar, their personality. The best one is the one who, from the anime as well, apparently. She likes to eat a lot, and she's the kind of girlfriend of the sidekick to their hero. And she's always fun when she's got a bow and arrow. She's always fun when she's in there, because the actress is putting some effort into it. It's like someone putting some effort into a part, and when everyone else is looking glum, it gets your attention. The lead actress is also pretty decent. She again doesn't have much to do with part. Again, partly her motivation was taken away a lot of time, but she's very good at the kind of quiet look of "I want to kill you." So you get a sense of backstory, even though the backstory is very vague in the film. You get a sense of purpose by her, even though it's not really written well. Especially in the second film, where she just is there a lot of time, but the actress just keeps going and earns her money. So those two actresses are the best part of the film. They're the ones that they have to deal with some terrible writing a lot of the time, and just schlocky writing, but they still manage through. A lead actor's okay, but he seems unmotivated, and it seems like the character's modelled on the kind of character in Akira who's trying to find his friend who's mutating. It feels like that's the performance they want me to give, but in live action, it's like, yeah, I'm motivated teen, and you finally find your passion for helping your friends, and that's it. And finding out what happened to you, and that's it. And but in this case, he's the one who actually can do all the mutations, because he's a sort of superhuman part Titan who can change into Titans every so often, and beat the crap out of other Titans and punch them and kick them and do all this stuff that I'm sure in the anime it looks really cool, but in this version looks really stupid. But I enjoyed the hell out of it because it looked really stupid. Because the Titans look weird. And they're meant to look creepy, but they look kind of weird. Never quite worked to design it properly. But it is fun to watch them lumping around, and it is fun to see these guys running around with all these wires that never seem to attach to anything. They're like Batman wires, but they don't seem to attach. They just seem to fly through there and cut the creatures that the Titan to the back of the neck to kill them. But there's no sense of them hanging on to any direction. It just seems like they can do it by magic, which reminds you of the Avatar: The Last Airbender film, live action film, which also had that kind of feeling of people just doing stuff in the live action version that watch an anime but look really stupid in live action. Yeah, but the attacks in the Titans are very dumb, but they are kind of enjoyable because they're very dumb, and there's lots of yelling in a very kind of, as if everything's in an anime, like animated film, like a proper anime film, but it's live action and it looks stupid. And I've got to admit, I enjoyed the hell out of it because it looked so stupid. In both films, one of the things I think really offend people is how dodgy some of these effects looked, but I love dodgy effects, so I had a ball. So the first film is about this kid learning his powers and learning he can turn into a Titan, and that's basically it, because he gets his leg and arm cut off and he still manages to grow them back and kills a lot of Titans. So the second one, everyone now knows he can mutate and become a Titan, and some humans try and kill him. Those humans are killed by this other big monster that comes, another Titan who can also think, because when he's a Titan, the lead character can't think and be tactical and things. So in the second one, there's another Titan who's his older brother, who turns out is the character who showed him how to fight, and who's the only good male actor in the film. He has a big explanation of how humans destroyed the Earth, which is very cliched sci-fi, and the actor has to deliver it, and he does the best he can. Then we go back to the stupid fight scenes because the second film is an hour 20, and half of that is just stupid fight scenes, and I'm not complaining because they are wonderfully stupid. They take place on one of the big walls a lot of the time. There's infighting between different humans of different things, where one of them wants to take over the government, another one wants to destroy the hole in the wall so that no Titan can get in, and then we'll deal with the government. So they fight over who do they attack first, which seems kind of stupid. It's like, attack one and then go and deal with the other one. It's easy enough. Because, I mean, it's like, we need this weapon. I've got this old weapon, this old bomb, to blow up the second wall. And it's like, you've got things that means you can just fly up and jump over the wall anyway. So why do you need that weapon? There's a massive argument over something that's not, you shouldn't even be a fight. That's how dumb the film is. But there's lots of rocket launches and explosions and people yelling as if they're in a manga or in an anime film, but they're in live action, which again I have a soft spot for because it looks so dumb. You have Titans fighting each other. Your Titans climbing walls. You have a Mega Titan come up who turns out to be another human and who can also turn into a Titan, and he's a big bad villain of the two films apparently. Really stupid, but again enjoyable. These films just go on and stupid, but honestly, if they're kind of like the equivalent of the Sony Spider-Verse thing of where you get Morbius and Venom and Madam Web. The films are incredibly dumb, but you're kind of enjoying for how dumb they are. And you're kind of enjoying some good actors embarrass themselves in the films. It's that kind of level we're looking at here with the Attack on Titans movie. But it is kind of fun, though, just to watch how dumb they are. So, yeah, I had a blast with these films. They are really stupid. I can totally understand why people who are fans of the anime show are disgusted with them. They don't really work. Just the same way as this Space Battleship Yamato live action film didn't really work, but I still kind of liked it. It's exactly the same with these films. It's like, I can't defend them, but I kind of enjoyed them. So that's the best. What the hell is this? Because it's like, why do I have so much fun watching these films? Because they are kind of awful, but they're irresistible. So yeah, only watch these films if you know what you're in for. You're in for total trash. Then you'll be good. So hope you enjoyed this. That's my last of the year for these kind of videos, and I'll just have a best of fairly soon. So I'll see you all later. Bye.